All right. Quick, here we go. This is just so long, I just thought of stopping it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. It is time for part 2 of our Nashville trip wrap-up. We're going to jump right in now. We are going to talk about the live podcast that we did at ICCC. And, of course, how we hung out, what we did over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday to wrap this trip up. Actually, we were there till Monday, guys. Let's bring in Charles. So excited to talk about Monday. Yep. Christopher is here. Brandon is here.
Let me watch John's reaction.
And John is no longer angry after 3 weeks.
I'm not going to boot him.
Don't boot him.
No.
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm doing a sale right now, okay? Some things are more important.
Oh, sorry, you're working. I realized.
I've been doing that this whole time.
So back to the show.
Back to the show, guys. We did the live podcast.
Well, let's recap the Thursday and the Friday.
No. Again?
We had Mexican. There was guacamole. Go watch the other episode.
Yep.
Somebody peed in an ice machine. John had $230 of stuff sold on his behalf by Christopher.
I wasn't actually being serious when I said to recap it.
I mean, the live show was actually fun.
Yeah.
The live show was always a little bit, I guess, nerve-wracking, at least for me, because we are live, and I don't know why we go live all the time, but it just feels a little bit different having an audience and people actually watching.
Yeah.
And I feel
stage fright.
The second year in a row, it's always Shane does, the open dialogue, most of the talking. I do the second most talking, which is weird, and then no one else talks at all.
None.
We have 3 mutes there.
Well, you and John shared a microphone, so you had to take that over a little bit.
This year, Chris spoke second most.
I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
Chris was fired up. He was fired up.
He stepped up, which obviously someone needed to step up.
Someone needed to.
He did.
Yeah.
So.
We had a lot of people in the room with us this
Yeah,
year.
Chris was flapping his jibs more than Shane was. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Is that possible?
We had people waiting outside the podcast room to take pictures with us. I was blown away by that.
Yeah, Shane was signing autographs. It was amazing. I don't know.
Remember while we were standing there and
it was $20 a piece? I mean, it was extra bar money.
Do you remember we're standing there and we're waiting to go in and the guy walks up and the guy goes, "Why is everyone standing online?" And we're like, "Oh, we're waiting, to go in to do the podcast." And he goes, "Oh, who's on?" And someone was like, "Oh, it's 5 Idiots Talking Toys." And the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, I want to watch them. That's why I'm here."
Oh,
you remember that?
That was this year?
Yeah. That was this year.
No, I didn't hear him say that. No.
Yeah, it was this year.
No, he actually said he was waiting to meet Guy Gilchrist when he was walking out.
I signed 3 medium shirts. Someone actually handed me a large shirt. I'm like, not signing it. Someone handed me a small. I said, wait for next year. This year, 3 medium shirts I signed.
What are you going to do 2 years from now? Extra small? Are you doing extra small?
His name, and then he puts in quotes below his name, medium. Like that's a thing. He's just making it a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the inside joke there is the first day we get there, he mentions 4 separate times in a matter of an hour and a half that he's wearing a medium. And we're like, we get it. You're wearing a medium. No one cares.
You want to know what the funny part is that he's actually proud to be a grown man in his 40s wearing a medium.
Oh, he's so happy.
No grown man wants to wear a medium.
No, the only person I know that wears mediums are really small, small people.
And he followed one of those. He followed one of those Facebook ads where you could buy shirts that hide your belly and make it like you have biceps, even if you don't.
Oh, is it
And
like
he
form
bought
fitting?
22 of them.
He has
Who
one on
buys
right now.
22 shirts from
He's
a
wearing
Facebook
one
ad?
right now. Look at him. Look
Yeah,
at him.
it's got the little rhinoceros on there or whatever.
Yeah.
It has
These are the ones that pop up on my Facebook ad.
It
Like,
has the fit, because I wear shirts and you see how it comes down usually to like my elbow.
Yeah.
Charles, like it's supposed
Charles's
to be.
sleeve is up here. All weekend he's walking around with a sleeve. It's not even a sleeve.
Yeah. Charles is like this all weekend. Hey guys, how do you guys like my shirt? You guys like my shirt?
He's 1 inch away from armpit hair hanging out of his
I'm in a medium.
I'm in a medium, guys. You see how it fits?
He's moving his arm, and it was so tight he couldn't even move his arm like that.
He was trying to eat scrambled eggs. They went all over his lap because he couldn't get all the way into his mouth.
I hate scrambled eggs.
Oh, over
I would
medium.
never eat scrambled eggs.
Over medium.
Over medium.
He eats everything over medium now.
Of course he's eating over medium. God, we are so dumb.
Yeah, so we did the live podcast. That was fun, and we were towards the end of the day. So the guy was like, but pretty much like, how long do you want to go? And when he said 30 minutes, I just knew that was way too long. So I think we did like 20, 25 tops.
I mean, it was long, but once we get going, honestly, 30 minutes is nothing.
No, it's not.
So looking at it, we were just afraid because we're like, we weren't really in like the mode to talk.
Yeah.
But once we got into that mode, we could have honestly went for another 20 more minutes.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun having somebody operate a board and giving you the countdown and everything. And you've got an audience and, people are laughing and shouting stuff. And it's a fun experience. I really enjoy that. We thought about stopping in and try to do another episode at one point. And we were just busy running around and they had a full.
We have that idea every year.
Well, we did it last year, though. We did 2 shows last year. So we did a wrap up. So that was fun. And then we got into Saturday. Saturday, the show, I think, picked up a bit because there was more, general public coming in.
Yeah.
There was a lot of weekend passes or Saturday passes. So
you guys played the Super Mario thing Saturday?
I don't know. I don't know what day that was, but I was roaming around saying, okay, I've been here for 2+ days now. What's in these other rooms? What are the other things going on? I know there's plenty going on. What can I jump into? And I was roaming around the tattoo room for a few minutes, and then I go to the game room next door, and I'm like, oh, what do they got going on in here? And Adam Chitwood's son is in there. He's like the master Mario Kart guy. And so I wanted to play, but I was like, just walked in at the end of the first round, and he's like, yeah, we can do another heat, but you got to get more people. So I found Chris walking by, and then Chris starts filling the other seats with random children that are around wanting to play.
Well,
and tell us how the game turned out. I mean, can you go the play-by-play of each lap? And
I'll just throw out that every year I offer Chitwood's son $20. If he wins the whole thing, he gets $20.
He won the whole thing
every year.
Wins it every year. Well, we played the first heat, and Chris is just yelling at me, "You're not going to win. These kids are going to beat you." I'm like, I don't know. I mean, these kids don't look so intimidating. I play this at home. I'm like, I don't play that much, but I play, a couple times a month.
They were wearing probably extra small shirts, you think?
Yeah, like child medium or child.
Yeah.
I mean, they had that going for them. Their tags said child medium, but I wiped the floor with everybody. I took that first.
I took first place in the last round.
You did, yeah.
It was too little, too late.
Too late.
I took last overall. You play 4 boards, and it's like the best.
Yeah.
All 4 combined.
Yeah, 4 races. You won the last race, and I had the first 3 or something like that. So that was fun. And then I played in the second heat, and I was against Chitwood's son, and I just didn't play well. I don't think I would have beat him anyway, but I just didn't play well, and then I was out of there. But it was fun to do something different. And then later that day, Charles and I are walking around. I said, let's go down here. Let's see what's down here. And there's the game room, like the board game room. And there's Dungeons and Dragons going on. There's, role playing Star Wars. And we ended up sitting down or coming and getting you guys and sitting down and playing. What's the game? What's the game called? The Star Wars card game?
Lando's game, the Deuce's crap, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, from Solo. Like they're playing it in Solo,
Whatever it was so fun.
It was fun. I mean,
it was awesome.
What the heck is it? I'm totally blanking on the name, but
I can't remember either.
But it's this scene where Solo and Lando meet and they're playing cards and they wager and he wins the Millennium Falcon.
Sabak. I never watched that movie, so I don't know.
Oh,
I love that movie. It's great.
I was trying to lose the whole time to get out of there because I couldn't stand being in that room full of these nerds.
Thank God. Thank God I didn't go.
And I kept going all in, and I kept winning.
Yeah, he was taking everybody's money, and he wanted to just leave. So, and who else did we have in there with us? This was just the three of us, and then a host guy was playing.
No, Brandon.
I know. I'm saying the three of us, and then John, you played that. I was going to say there was more than just 4 players, but I couldn't remember who came with us.
Explain the host, Shane.
The host. I mean, he's a guy who I think hosts that game regularly, or he's a regular player. He knows all the rules, and he's he told us all the rules. He played out a couple of open hands to show us how to play, and then off we went, and we were wagering, betting.
They were both very into it.
Very into it. But they were very, very nice.
Now, we saw Chris and Brandon standing at the threshold of the door.
Right.
They were looking
and ready to walk away.
Liking.
This fellow goes on the threshold of hell.
We called them 100 times. Just come in the room. It's free. Just come in.
It's Star Wars poker. Just come play.
Chris refused. He looked left and right. There was no one there. He went straight.
I ran.
No, Brandon put his head down and slowly walked through the threshold. And Chris took off.
Brandon was 50-50, and all of a sudden it was 51-49. He went in. It was crazy.
I didn't fly to Nashville, leave my wife and kids to play Sambuca. Okay.
Honestly, it was really fun.
Yeah.
The entire time, Brandon was whispering in my ear, "I'm going all in. I just want to get the hell out of here." And he kept on winning. And I'm like, "I'll call you whatever you do." Brandon went all in. I called him. He won. Brandon went all in. I called him. He won. All of a sudden, I lost. And Brandon has all the chips. And just so you know, you might think he was whispering. It wasn't whispering so quietly. Everybody knew what he was doing. He just kept winning. So that was fun. It was fun to walk around and see some of the different areas that have been around, each year, but we hadn't really partaken in any of those. So that was fun. And Saturday. So Saturday was busy. What else went on during the day on Saturday?
I my brains out all day long.
John was dying with apparent food poisoning.
John was in a worse mood than he is right now.
Yeah. No, actually, that's incorrect. He was actually in a fine mood. He just didn't feel good. Yeah. He was in a fine mood, but
where did we go Saturday night?
We went out for breakfast Saturday, and then we stopped and got John some.
We went to Pepto. We went to a hotel bar at another hotel to watch the college football games.
Right.
No, that was a party foul.
No, that was before party foul.
Before party foul.
Well, yeah.
Right, and then we found Party Foul. We're like, let's go over there. That looks like a pretty good place, and it was a jackpot. That place is fun. Place. I mean, we were fun because we were a big group, but
that's the hot chicken place. That's what it's called, Party Foul.
Yeah. Party FOWL, Party Foul.
I mean, I am not a hot chicken kind of guy, even though that's, I guess, the typical food in Nashville. Like people go to Nashville to eat hot food, but I got a mild one, and let me tell you, it was still freaking hot. And I like hot food. I like spicy food. It was hot.
Yeah, hot chicken originated in Nashville.
Okay. What I didn't get hot chicken. I got nacho. Did I get nachos or something?
Shane,
I got something like that. I don't know.
You ordered everything again. And
No.
Then it got dissolved into the bill of 20 people.
No, get out of here.
You got a lot of stuff, Shane.
I ordered one thing.
You ordered potato skins.
I ordered frickles.
See?
Potato skins. You ordered
potato skins. I didn't order that.
Taco potatoes.
He's making up stuff that's not even on the menu. He's like, you ordered a giant blue Hawaii. You ordered
and then the big thing of the night happened.
Well, no. First, listen, let me tell you guys, everybody who's watching the show, I tried to tell some of these stories to my wife, and it was just me, not, without you guys to,
it's
added. It is so not funny. She's just looking at me like I'm a maniac.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then Chris shoved his finger up the glass, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, no offense, but like, I have never heard this before or seen this before. But that has got to be one of the most stupidest, most biggest waste of money inventions I've ever seen in my life.
So we ordered pictures of beer.
This is a glass that has a magnet on the bottom. There's a hole in the bottom. And
so
they
fill
the glass from the bottom up.
Oh, and it fills it from the bottom, yeah.
Right. So she brings pint glasses for everybody at the table. We ordered several pitchers of beer.
She clearly says, do not put your finger through the bottom and move the magnet.
The first thing I do is stick my finger up the hole. The magnet shifts. So I go, okay, fine. I'll just push it back in place. No big deal, which is what I did. I pour a beer and it just starts pouring out the bottom.
It's all over the table.
How stupid is this? What kind of a place is going to serve beer where drunks can put their finger and spill beer everywhere? Like, it really is the most stupidest invention I've ever heard in my life.
Well, then the waitress, who she explained it later on, I think, or somebody did, that they do that, and then it cuts down on the head of the beer. Like, you don't lose all the carbonation. It like is the perfect beer pour when they fill it from the bottom. So the pitchers all have the magnets. Everything's got magnets, and Chris has beer all over his lap.
I mean, I worked at a beer garden growing up as a kid, and from everything that I know, you actually want head in the picture when you're pouring the beer. You want to see that foam on top. That means it's actually fresh and it is carbonated. So to say that there is none, I don't get that whole thing.
So I think you want head when you're in like an apartment or like a house or like a room or something.
In a bedroom,
like
or
at
what
a bar,
kind of room?
you don't want.
Well,
all right.
I mean, our whole crew was dying, laughing, cracking up at that. And then we're watching the Yankee game. That was the big thing. Is the Yankee game? The first Yankee playoff game was on there. So
we're watching a game.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, something happens.
Well, we're sitting there, we're talking, we're laughing, we got food on the table, and we had what do we have, about 12 people, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
12 of us, and someone passes out on the table. And this is not like passes out like we've been drinking all day long. We're like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour into drinking.
He died.
He may have died.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually thought he died.
So
I look over at Todd B, and he's got a dead person in his lap.
He's holding him.
He's holding him up from falling on the floor, and I'm going, and like he's like right across from me, across the table. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, is he okay? And I'm like, what? And the whole table just like stopped, right?
I thought it was a joke. Shane reaches over, grabs the guy's hand, lifts it up, drops it. The hand drops. I'm like, this guy's dead.
I reached over and I like squeezed his hand to see if he would respond. And I'm like, he's out. He is out. I jumped off my stool. I ran over to the bar. I got it quick. Give me an ice water.
Shane gave
Shane's ordering an ice water for himself.
No.
Yeah. Shane gave CPR.
It was hot. What am I going to say?
He was giving CPR to him. He was giving CPR to Chris. Chris even needs CPR. He's giving CPR to everybody.
Chris's finger was still stuck in the bottom of his beer, and I'm giving him CPR. I told the bartender, I was like, my friend, passed out, and she's like, he did. She's like, I'm gonna bring over a cold towel.
She said, what happened? And I said, he ate the hot chicken. That shit was hot.
He got the medium.
He's got ulcers. It's too hot.
He threw a cold towel on his shoulders. The guy woke up in a second. It was like the towel hit his shoulders. He was like, oh. I'm like, you're alive?
It was like a scene out of a movie. It was like nobody knew what was going on.
I thought it was a joke. I honestly thought it was a joke.
So did I.
Yeah.
So did I. Shane thought it was perfectly real because Shane was lifting his arm, dropping it, like Shane's like triple checking if the guy's dead or not.
Did you see the look on Todd's face though? Like he couldn't move. He was frozen. He didn't know what was going on.
He looked so happy. Yeah. He looked like he killed somebody and he was actually smiling.
Todd was about to go to prison for the rest of his life. And then that bartender came over with a wet, dirty rag from the bar.
Woke him right up.
Dripping full of Fireball and God knows what.
It was crazy.
Put it right on his neck.
Not to mention that I go to the bathroom, and the bathroom is on the opposite side of the restaurant. And while I'm in the bathroom, I hear two cackling girls laughing so loud, and it's Shane and Charles. So loud. Like
it was the greatest meal I've ever had in my life. I was laughing for like 3 hours straight. It was so fun. I mean, we're literally switching back and forth between screaming at the TV for the Yankees and then just laughing, dying. Are we going to talk about what caused this, or are we going to leave it hanging? I don't know how we're going.
Hanging.
We're leaving it hanging? All right. Well, somebody was imbibing a little bit too much, and they got the best of them. They went back and took it easy at the hotel, and they were
drank a little
fine.
too much and had too much hot chicken. That's it.
A little too much hot chicken, a little bit too much drink.
Chicken.
Yeah,
their butt was on fire.
So they were joking along with us the next day, so it was all good. But oh my gosh, we just tore Todd apart about killing somebody in the middle of the Yankee playoff game. How dare you? How
John
dare you?
Actually post a picture of the 2-1B droid holding up the jail cell thing in jail.
So that was a lot of fun. The Yankees won the game, so that was relieving, as a Yankee fan watching that first game. And then we tried to go downtown to find somewhere that was going to have the UFC pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
And I found a place right on right on Broadway downtown. And Chris could not get into Matt Neef. Who was it? Matt Neef's car? Who you got into somebody's car? You couldn't wait to go back to the hotel fast enough.
Oh, I got into David Sean's car.
Sean's car, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. David and I drove back to the hotel. I wanted nothing to do with downtown.
I was in Matt Neve's car.
All ready to go.
We left that bar to the hotel. Everybody was crying, laughing. Matt Neve couldn't even drive. He couldn't see. It was just absolutely hilarious. It was like the funniest part of the entire trip was that ride from the bar to the hotel. Matt Neve was crying.
He was crying at the table. Crying. I've never seen him laugh like that. I was laughing because I was looking at him and he had tears he was wiping away.
Because in my car, it was Todd and Kyle, and they were making up scenarios of like how this guy died and like
oh my God.
It was hilarious.
Well, we were going to get an Uber. We were going to get a couple of Ubers, and Matt was like, well, I have my car here. I could drive you guys downtown. I'm not going to go downtown, but I could drop you off. And so we get one Uber, and Charles and Todd and Kyle, you go in the other car, and we get downtown, and they're like, we're back at the hotel now. We're not coming. And I'm like, but
I'm going to tell you the reason why I didn't go was because Alabama played Vanderbilt that day. And Alabama was seeded number 1, and Vanderbilt is not even a seeded team.
No.
They're good, but they're not really that good. and they actually had one of the biggest upsets of college football.
Yeah.
Now the stadium is right there on Broadway, so after the game, it all emptied out into the streets. So I knew it was going to be mayhem. I didn't want to.
It really wasn't. It wasn't mayhem. Like it wasn't. It didn't cause any trouble. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't like a flood of people in the streets.
I mean,
everybody kept asking me.
Shane,
like,
I've seen pictures.
Yeah,
and it was chaos.
Well, everybody kept asking me. They were like, "Was downtown nuts?" And I'm like,
"It was chaos.
It was busy." I'm like, "I don't think it was nuts."
They took the goalposts and threw them into the river. The streets were flooded with people, like where the bars couldn't empty out. It was chaos.
Maybe the game was already over, but maybe our timing was good somehow. We got into the bar in a matter of 2 minutes.
The game ended right when we were leaving. So you got there right.
Probably beat it.
Everyone celebrated and left the stadium.
And you know what? We went to that one place and we had a table, like a high top, right in front of the bar, like, across from the bar. The TVs were right there. We posted up and we were just set for the whole night. Like we didn't have to bar hop. We didn't move. It was great. We ordered, drinks and food.
Yeah, what'd you eat?
I got some food at the end of the night because I was like,
you ate again?
I was like the shepherd of this group. This group was like a mess.
Jesus.
And I was like, I got to get these guys back to the hotel and I got to put some food in them first. No, we just ordered some bar food, like just some late night small stuff. But the UFC was great. The night was great. I mean, I had a ball that day. That was a long day and it was fun.
So that was Saturday. Next night, Sunday. John came out of bed.
John finally woke up.
Yeah,
for a little bit because he didn't come out Sunday night.
Not Saturday.
No, Sunday. So Sunday
night.
Sunday we had breakfast and I left.
Oh, that's right. He had
yeah.
You left and then we went to.
You didn't even mention the breakfast place where
Shane almost got in a fight.
Where Shane got in a fist fight with the people at the table.
Oh, the fist fight Sunday.
What was the name of that place? Sweet Milk? Sweet Cream or something?
Sweet Milk.
Sweet Milk. I don't ignore the awful name, but if you're around the airport in Nashville, it's like a mile away. It is awesome. The food is so good.
Really good.
Like it's just southern home style breakfast. It's just, it's a small menu, but you could go a week and have something different every day. It's awesome. So I mean, with that one day was, Sunday, we actually waited a long time for a table. And then the hostess is bringing us to the table. She's got menus in her hands and she's waving us to follow her. Some jackass stands up from another table and sits down at our table and goes, "We're going to take this table now," and starts calling his other people over because they had like 16 people at a tiny little
crammed
table.
Into 12 seats.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe this guy has the balls to take a table when there's 30 people waiting to sit down.
Shane was so pissed. It was the most pissed I've ever seen.
He knew someone had a medium shirt on and was walking toward that table. I bit my tongue like 5 times. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not. And then finally I was like, I'm going to say something. I was like, you just took our table. What are you doing? The hostess is walking us over there.
I was ready. I had you back the whole time. I was ready.
He was walking outside. He was turning the other way.
I was getting a haircut next door.
Yeah. Well, you can't get a haircut unless you have an appointment a week in advance, apparently. Barbershop with an appointment a week in advance. So Sunday breakfast, and then we went over. That's when Brandon started doing autographs Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah, of course. We went to Rula's time.
You guys went over to Rula's house to watch.
We went to Rula's. Hugh called us. Hugh called me about 4 times. Meet me at a sports bar. Meet me at a sports bar. Meet me at a sports bar. So we meet him at a sports bar, and he ain't at a sports bar.
He ain't there.
He wasn't there.
No. And the place looked kind of cool, but it was just kind of a chill vibe. It wasn't a great vibe.
It was like a $200 bill.
Was not what I was expecting.
So Shane's like, you know what? $200? Yeah, the podcast is playing for this one.
Yeah.
So I messaged John.
I don't understand how it was $200. I really don't.
I said we brought freaking Adam out for food. $200.
Come on, John, pay up.
I literally ordered like one thing, and we ordered like Charles and I ordered like 2 pitchers of beer. That was it.
Yeah.
Because the pitchers of beer were like $37. It wasn't like on sale. Like you gotta remember, we were going to places beforehand where we were getting pitchers of beer that were like half
price. Yeah.
happy hour. When you're downtown, they don't care. You're paying full price, double. Like you're paying New York City price.
Then we went to like a live band kind of bar.
Well, listen, Chris was ready to go home after that.
Oh yeah, right.
Chris was ready to go home.
This was like dinner time, like right after dinner time. He's ready to go home, and I go.
Yeah, he was yawning more there than he is right now.
I'm like, we're like 2 blocks away from Broadway, and Brandon's like, can't we just go to downtown one time? I've never even been there.
We gotta go.
So we drag Chris, and then we proceed to have like the most fun night.
And then Chris is hanging from the chandelier at every freaking bar we walk into.
Well, we walk in and
peel him out of there.
I'm thinking he's going to order a freaking Amstel Light, and he walks in and he's like, Brandon's like, what are we drinking? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess we get a beer or whatever.
Only one drink.
Chris walks in. He's like, Red Bull and vodka. Here we go. Guy's got Red Bull shooting out of the tap. I'm like, I guess 4 Red Bull and vodkas.
Brandon has his arm around me. He's like, I guess you're glad that you came tonight. I'm like, all right, now it's starting.
We walked all the way to the top of the hill by the, what is that? I don't know if that's the Nissan Stadium. It's the, the hockey stadium, I think. And then we started to bar hop down the hill, like 4 or 5 places. And the best was Jason Aldean's place. I had never been there.
Oh my God.
It was awesome.
It's amazing.
It's huge. I couldn't believe, like, looking from the outside and then obviously being in, how big it is, and then how there's 4 levels to it. And each level, there's like a band on each level with different music.
Right. There was like a band downstairs. Like, I guess it was a country band, but, it was like a chill vibe. It wasn't super crowded. And we're like, all right, let's get a drink. And then I'm like, all right, well, I would kind of want to see a rooftop bar. That's like what they're known for here. And I've never been to a rooftop. Chris is so happy to be just on the first floor. He's like, no, we're fine. We're not going anywhere. We're good right here. And I'm like, do you guys want to go upstairs? And Charles is like, let's go up. And I'm like, we're going to go upstairs. Nope, we're fine. I'm like, we're going up. Right up the stairs.
Round them up, boys.
Round them up.
This was Shane's thing. Whenever we left the bar, he's like, I just looked at the bar. I didn't know where I was looking at. If I saw a guy going like this, I'm like, we're leaving.
You forgot the one part. Shane goes like,
wait, that's not until we got to the 3rd floor.
That was at Aldean's.
Yeah. Shane walks in the 1st floor and the 2nd floor. He's like this. All of a sudden, we get to the 3rd floor. He thinks we're watching the movie over the top, and he thinks he turns his hat around and goes like this.
He goes, what are you doing with your hat? I go, it's like a switch.
Here's what actually happened. We're on the 3rd floor. Club music, rap music is blasting.
That's the 4th
Shane's
floor.
Shane's like, I'm going to go to the dance floor. We're like, really? He's like, yeah. He's switching it around. The guy's a different person. He's slapping hands. He's hugging people. We're like, who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy? He's pimp slapping people.
He's like, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb.
Everybody.
Oh my God, we were the oldest people in the entire establishment.
No,
by far.
No.
There was some
an
people.
older couple right in front of us at a bar. They were way older.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one older couple, but come on,
See, the thing is in our heads, we're all
was it 4 creepy dudes sitting there against the side of the.
We're all still 25 in our heads, and then when you see these people that are there, they're like, you're like, oh my God, these kids are like 21, 22, and it's everybody. It's like we're old enough to be their parents. It's ridiculous.
Very young.
So, but that was a fun place. The rooftop was the 4th floor. They had a DJ. They were playing rap music, like, you know, EDM and stuff. I mean, like party music. It was a good vibe. So that was fun. And then we ended up at Kid Rock's, and I guess they had a country band on stage.
Yeah.
Usually they have a rock band every time I've been there, but they kind of had a country rock band. So
I didn't make that part. I was still hanging from the chandelier from the place before.
So that was a fun time. We got back. We had a designated driver that night.
That's true. Yeah.
Couldn't buy this guy a drink if we tried.
Red Bull and vodka.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. What do we got? Oh, there it is. Yep.
Can't
Kid
really
Rock.
see it.
Yeah, I got the same shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun night, and that kind of wraps our trip. I mean, Monday was just chill, little breakfast, hanging out, and then heading to the airport.
I mean, at least like the 4 of us got to hang out at the airport for a couple of hours together.
Yeah.
And that was fun. And then Brandon took off first, and then the 3 of us were watching baseball playoffs. So
yeah. And then I proceeded to spend an additional 4 hours solo at the airport. I got a massage and I watched baseball. So I watched.
How was that massage?
It was all right.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah, it was all right. You know what I realized? I got up
or in the chair.
I was in the massage chair, and then I did like an add-on, like shoulder and neck with the girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? Like it was nice. But then when I don't know how my neck was. Somehow my neck was like not supported in the chair, and I got up, and then my whole neck hurt. Like it hurt worse than before I started. So I'm like, oh man, they got to fix that and like put something behind your neck or something. I don't know, but I was happy to catch the Yankee game at the airport before my flight, but I had a late night flight. So that just about does it. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, we could probably do 5 more of these episodes with all the stories, and they're, you know, a lot of them are inside stories, but a lot of fun hanging out with everybody that we know, going around the room sales. The convention, you know, the vendor hall was full. Some people said there wasn't as much vintage as there had been in the past. I know that it was also the same weekend as the Xenia show or Xenia.
Yeah.
What is that? The Great Ohio
Toy Show. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they have 7 buildings of tables. I haven't been there, but I mean, just the advertisement is over 700 vendors. I mean, or tables, you know, whatever. It's crazy. So I mean, that had to take away some oomph from Nashville.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So that is our wrap of our trip to Nashville. Now, it had been like a year and a half because it got postponed from the spring to the fall, but we're already talking about maybe visiting Ohio next year. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Everybody can collect with us at Rogue 5 Toys. You can join our group there and see all the items that are for sale. You can also support us on patreon.com/5idiotstalkingtoys. And you can subscribe to this channel. Hit that button, and you can go to your podcast app and rate us there. Please hit that 5-star and say, I like Christopher's hats. He always changes them. We want reviews. Thank you for helping us grow the channel. We hope you like everything, and we will see you next time on 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye.
Hi, John.
Bye.